Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray edition of Star Trek: The 4 Movie Collection. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, the Star Trek 4 Movie Collection is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Paramount Pictures, and the standard set is available at all your local and online retailers. Now, the films themselves included in this set, of course, are Star Trek: The Motion Picture, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, Star Trek III, The Search for Spock, and of course Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. Now, the movies themselves, I've always had a great relationship, and they've been very, I think, prominent in my sci-fi, creativity and upbringing as I watch these movies like over and over in the old VHS days. Now, admittedly, the original film I've only seen maybe about 3 times in my life. Well, 4 considering the review for this particular set. And it's not one I go back to a lot. This one is, I would say, it kind of doesn't fit with the tone of the rest of the movies, for better or for worse. And they are actually working on a director's edition in 4K that will premiere on Paramount Plus. But Star Trek 2 and 3, I have such fond memories of these films. I remember seeing a double feature in a drive-in theater way back when, and it always holds a special place in my heart watching these two together. And of course, you throw in part 4, and it kind of completes that whole Genesis saga in that particular film, and I like it as well. It has a little bit of a different, tone, being set mostly in the past. I enjoy all the movies actually equally, and I can't wait for Paramount to hopefully release the other films later on. I love these that are on 4K, and I couldn't be happier, and I would recommend that alone if you're a Star Trek fan. Do yourself a favor, support the franchise, pick these new 4K sets up, even before I talk about the picture and audio aspects. It's going to send a message that we want all these films on 4K. Okay, we are going to do a quick unboxing of the set, and then we're going to talk about the picture quality and the audio. Okay, we have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray of the Star Trek, the original 4 movie collection. I gotta say, as artwork goes, it's not very inspiring. I really am not a fan of it. It's even to the point where it might be it's just kind of lazy. But, hey, we're not in it for the artwork, we're in it for the movies themselves. But, yeah. And then we have the back cover and the spine. And then we have the 2 sets. One is the 4K and one is the Blu-ray set for the 4K edition. And they don't even show have any artwork for the discs. Like, this is just crank them out, don't leave much to the imagination. And then of course the Blu-ray set, for those that are interested, pretty much the same deal, just blue discs. Yeah, I gotta say, their packaging is not great, but let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. All 4 films of the Star Trek 4 movie collection have a 239:1 aspect ratio, native 4K resolution with HDR10 and Dolby Vision for the grading. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision encode. Now, for the film grain itself, it has a nice fine layer. It looks very cinematic and natural. There was a little bit of artifacting I detected on occasion in all 4 films, but otherwise it looks very good. But I did notice some density increase in Star Trek 4. There was a couple scenes that it looked a little bit heavier than normal, but other than that anomaly, I think it's very consistent and it looks very good. In addition, Paramount Pictures has remastered all 4 of these movies in 4K in this set. Now, normally when I do a 4K review, I like to break down the picture and audio aspects of the title. But there are 4 movies in this set, and these are the only way you can purchase the movies in 4K, so I won't be doing an individual breakdown, but I will be highlighting each movie in their own way. When it comes to the Dolby Vision color grading, each film benefits differently. The Motion Picture and Wrath of Khan, I think since they are more visually in space and within the starships, I think they look good, and the various planet scenes also I think benefit well. When it comes to The Search for Spock, I think the color palette opens up considerably. There's a lot of naturalness and vibrancy to the overall look, and I think it reflects very well on 4K with Dolby Vision. Same can be said for Star Trek IV. With a lot of the film being set on Earth, you get those nice natural Earth tones, but nothing really stands out visually as far as color. All 4 films have instances where there's a nice burst of color thanks to Dolby Vision. The Enterprise nacelles, photon torpedoes either from the Klingon craft or the Enterprise itself, and the nebula featured in Part 2 really offer a great enhancement. Dolby Vision does a fantastic job color-wise in all 4 movies. While the color enhancements are fairly consistent through all 4 movies, I did notice a couple instances, particularly in Part 1 and 4, some of the scenes that would play out in one scene will look a little bit more vibrant, and in the same scene, a different shot, it would look a little duller. It was something that I was just actively looking for, but the casual viewer may not notice, but it's something you may want to be aware of. Dolby Vision offers a nice upgrade when it comes to black levels and shadow detail. Space has never looked deeper and more rich than it does here in this 4K presentation. All 4 films benefit very well, though I will say there is a lack of shadow detail in the original film. It's just something that was probably baked into the source material, but fast forward to Part 3 and the interior of the Klingon ship, it looks moody and atmospheric. There's a great appearance here, and I think black levels are handled very well. The 4K resolution gives you a nice uptick in detail. Skin texture, Starfleet uniforms, the Klingon makeup effects look great, nicely rendered, and very well enhanced. I did notice a little bit of softness creep in from time to time on some of the visual effects, but other than that, it looks really good. You may notice that Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan looks a little softer than the other films. This was intentionally done by the filmmakers and not a deficit or knock against the quality. And there's definitely some enhancement to textures in that film, so there's no worries in that area. I will say though that a lot of the visual effects sometimes look a little dated, especially enhanced with 4K. There's a little bit of issue when, let's say, an actor or a bunch of actors are in the foreground and there's a visual effect behind them. It's very noticeable and it might be a little off-putting. But still, generally speaking, I'm very pleased with the results, picture quality-wise, of this 4K set of the Star Trek movies. Star Trek: The 4-Movie Collection on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a Dolby True HD 7.1 audio mix. Right off the bat, these are the same audio tracks from the existing Blu-rays and they don't offer anything new. I would have really liked a Dolby Atmos upgrade here. It's pretty disappointing that this is not the case. So if you've had the existing Blu-rays, you know what to expect. The center channel offers clean and clear dialogue in all 4 movies, no issues to report, even during some of the action-heavy moments. The front speakers have a good energy to them, and they complement the center very well. Mid-level and rear speakers are mostly reserved for a little bit of atmospheric effects, the occasional beep and boop from the Enterprise, but mostly music is king here, and it gives you a nice immersive feeling. The LFE channel has a little bit of heft to it. There's some good explosive moments and just the overall hum of a starship. For the picture quality, I'm going to give the Star Trek 4-Movie Collection on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an average score of an A-. Visually, these are very nice upgrades over the Blu-ray, no doubt about it. Aside from a few issues here and there, these look stunning with HDR and Dolby Vision. These movies have never looked better. It's well worth the price of admission, and I definitely recommend you pick these up on 4K Blu-ray. For the audio presentation, I'm going to give this 4K collection an average score of a B. Audiophiles may be disappointed that there was no Dolby Atmos upgrade offered on these films, and I think they deserve them. But if you have the existing Blu-rays, you know what you're in for, and I still think they offer a great experience. The surround sound environment is used quite frequently, and the overall action up front sounds fantastic. It's really a shame we didn't get an upgrade audio-wise, but I still recommend this set on 4K. So that is my review of the Star Trek 4-Movie Collection on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. If you're interested in picking this set up for yourself, I will leave an Amazon link in the comments section. If you use it, it really helps out the channel. But if you have the disc set already, I want to hear your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.